From Sky 11's Power Cam, you can see a spectacular sight, the sun rising on the morning of the Great Balloon Race. Isn't that beautiful?
Notice how the camera actually is having to follow it up as the sun continues to move up. You can just notice it barely, but I've been watching them adjust the camera as it actually moves up high in the sky. Down below, Stephanie Collins to explain to us this change in the drops. Stephanie, we were told there were 2 targets. Now you say that there's been a change in plans.
That's right. It looks like it's going to be a single task drop this morning because of some of the wind speed. We've got George Troutman here to explain all of this to us. He's the balloon meister. 1 task drop this morning, correct?
That's correct. The winds are a little fast up at about 900 foot, so we're going to just limit it to 1 because we want to stay halfway within Jefferson County.
Okay, and where does that mean that you think that the hare will end up? We're looking at the hare right behind us now.
Right, I think the balloons will lift out of here and go towards the north, and as he climbs up to 700 or 800 foot, it's going to swing and he'll be going towards the east. So, you know, not probably due east out of the fairgrounds is where he'll end up, so the people out there can figure it out.
Now, with only the 1 task drop, does that mean that this will be a shorter race?
No, it has nothing to do with length of it. It'll still be about a 45-minute to an hour and 10-minute race, except there'll just be 1 landing.
Okay, good enough. Thanks a lot. Good luck. We're just minutes away from the liftoff here out at the fairgrounds. I'm Stephanie Collins reporting live. Hope we cleared all that up for everyone. Back to you, Doug.
All right, very nicely, Stephanie. Thank you. And liftoff for the Great Balloon Race is coming up just after 7.
Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11. This is a special Derby 124 presentation of Live Saturday Morning.
And you're looking at the Humana Hare Balloon. It's up and ready to take off for the Great Balloon Race. And of course you can see all the people. They're down on the ground, standing by, waiting to watch the beautiful sight this morning. Those are our pictures from Sky 11, and it is a spectacular sight if you've never been out there. It's glorious.
It's 7:02, everyone, at 50 degrees, and here are one of our ground cameras, which is actually elevated above our live truck. You see some of the other balloons coming to life as the Great Balloon Race will lift off and head to the east, we are told, maybe toward Bowman Field. Welcome back to Saturday Morning, everyone. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Brooke Willis. And of course, before we start with the balloon race, we have to hear from our own balloon meister, or our own wind meister, I should call you.
There's probably a compliment in there somewhere.
Chief of Wind.
Mr. Windbag.
Just call me Windbag like you did before. I don't
okay.
mind a bit, Brooke. We've got a beautiful sight. If you've never seen dozens of colorful balloons lift off in the morning sun, there it is. You can't beat it. You'll see it all right here this morning. Now on WHAS, Kentuckiana's News Channel, you're looking at a live shot of the sunrise. The official time is 6:54, but the dawn is still breaking. It's a beautiful morning, and the weather very much in cooperation. Winds are starting to stir now. They will be southwest at about 5, pushing the balloons in the direction of Bowman Field. Mostly sunny skies now, 50 degrees, exactly what it is. Our temperatures up to 75, but clouds will be on the way in. No, they will not encroach in the balloon race nor the mini marathon, but this afternoon we'll see clouds, a slight chance of scattered showers, and a chance of showers through the rest of this weekend. But Brooke and Doug, this morning's activities, the balloon race, the mini marathon, the sun is shining on them, and it looks like a go.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. And of course, we want to get right to all the excitement this morning.
We start off with Jim Turner, who's live in Sky 11. He'll be behind the controls of giving us a play-by-play of the balloon race as it moves east, along with Power Cam, which can zoom right into those gondolas. I can't wait for these shots later this morning.
Yeah, it should be good, Doug. I started thinking about last year, and I recalled that we did have Power Cam in place last year when they did drop the 2 markers, but now that we have it straightened up, we know it'll be 1 marker, and our pilot's best guess here this morning is that the balloons will drift to the north of Bowman Field by looking at some smoke in the air, by looking at some flags blowing down below. Our best guess at this point is that they might end up going north of Bowman Field. So for the people who live in the Highlands, along Interstate 64, in the eastern part of Crescent Hill, that's our best guess right now for where the balloons might start out this morning. We'll, of course, keep you posted. We'll be following them from start to finish, but not all of the balloons are filling up yet now, but most of them are. Most of the balloons are filling up, and it shouldn't be too long before the hare departs from the fairgrounds here. In fact, let's see here. Is it lifting off? Yes. Just about. It's getting close, if not taking off. So as soon as it takes off, we'll follow it. And for people down on the ground,
Oh, there it
people
is, yeah.
for
Hey,
people
Jim?
who are going to head out to their front porches, we'll let you know just where they are.
Jim,
Doug,
you know,
go
as
ahead.
we heard George Troutman saying, there is liftoff of the Humana balloon, correct?
That's it.
All right,
There
there
it
she goes. The Hare balloon is underway. It is 7:04. The Great Balloon Race has taken off. And Jim, George Troutman was saying that he believes that you are correct, that the balloons will go north. And then as they drift up to the higher level of the atmosphere just a little bit, they're going to catch that southwest wind we were talking about, and maybe that's when they'll start heading toward Bowman. This balloon's going directly north, though, now, wouldn't you say, Jim?
Just about. As it's lifting off, probably more a north-northeast, but it's hard to tell until it gets about to 100 feet in the air or so, just which way it will move. We've noticed that in the past. A lot of the balloons go almost directly straight up before they start drifting. And another 5 minutes or so from now, we should start getting a pretty good idea just which direction the balloons will be floating, Doug.
All right, thank you, Jim Turner. Up in Sky 11 and down on the ground with the crowds and the other balloons is Stephanie Collins. Hey, Stephanie.
Good morning, and good morning, everyone. What a great morning this is turning out to be. We have about 30,000 people here at the fairgrounds. They just watched the Hare balloon take off from behind me, and we're waiting to see which direction that they will choose in which to allow the rest of these balloons to lift off. We're told it could be the back quadrant over there where you see South Central Bell South, coming to life. We're expecting them to head northeasterly, so it would be the back quadrant here of the fairgrounds, which will be the first ones to lift off. I'll change this morning, though. We're not going to have the double task. It will be a single task drop, so everyone will be in quick pursuit of the Hare balloon to try and catch them and drop that bag of bluegrass seed and try and hit the center of the X. We're waiting now for George Troutman to start this race for the rest of the balloons. And this year, instead of having the cannon fire off, the Louisville Fire Department is here. And you can see they have one of their trucks back over here in the distance. And they're going to signal the start of this race with the siren. They're going to be using a siren this year instead of the cannon to signal that the first group will be allowed to lift off. And you'll be seeing that from Sky 11. We got a rooster going out here this morning. But again, the crowds, they've shown up. They've got their hot chocolate, their coffee, donuts. Everyone just having a great time milling around and getting to take a look at some of these balloons coming to life. Over here is the Virginia for Lovers. There's some real favorites here. Always Pepe, the Kroger balloon, is a favorite. We've got the cool car here this year. The Michelin Man. There it is. There's the siren. Right off in the distance, you can see the Louisville Fire Department. They're signaling that they will be lifting off now. George Troutman is making the decision which balloons, he is the balloon meister, will be the first to lift off. Again, we believe that they're the balloons that are over near Interstate 65, which will be given the go-ahead to lift off first. And I believe that they are getting ready. Yep, there goes the first one. They're firing it up and getting ready to chase the Hare. These are the hounds down here. And for people who live out in eastern Jefferson County, expect a lot of commotion out your way this morning, not only on the ground, but in the air. And from the air, you'll capture it all on Sky 11 with Power Cam. It's back to Brooke and Doug now.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Brooke. Let's check in again with Sky 11. Jim, where's the Humana balloon now? Which direction has that balloon? The Hare. The Hare is hopping all over this county right now.
Doug, it's heading in the direction we expected it to, pretty much north-northeast, a little more to the east than we might have thought at this time. The wind's blowing right toward Bowman Field. We will keep you posted on that. We'll look below now, and you can see all of the balloons have started filling up, and a couple of them are getting ready to take off. We'll zoom in there. I think that's the Beeline balloon, the yellow balloon that looks like it's just about ready to go. Just down below just to my left, it looks like the Advest balloon is straight up now, and it might be ready to take off shortly. We're going to see several balloons lifting off within the next 10 minutes. The Cool balloon there is in the center. That's one of several oddly shaped balloons. They have 8 or 9 balloons that aren't the traditional teardrop shape. There's the Corbell balloon over to the far right. Down below there, of course, the Michelin Man balloon. And again, just within the next 5 to 10 minutes, we should see several of the balloons lifting off. Brooke, Doug.
All right, great. Thank you, Jim Turner from Sky 11. The Great Balloon Race is underway, and we will have much more as Live Saturday Morning continues.
You're watching Doug Prophet, Brooke Willis, Reed Yaden Storm Team Forecast, and Fred Wishy, the Weekend Gardener. This is Kentuckiana's News Channel. WHAS 11. Aerial views from our new Sky 11. Derby 124, Saturday, May 2nd. Coverage you can count on. Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
And welcome back to Live Saturday Morning. You're looking at the Great Balloon Race. The Hare balloon lifted off at 7:04 this morning, and the others, I guess, are slowly taking off.
And this is the fun part, because you get to see them come to life. And as we have seen with the Hare balloon, it shot straight up to the north and is now going toward the east a little bit. We'll get an update on that in just a second. But first, we want to join Stephanie Collins again, who's live down below all those balloons. Stephanie?
Good morning, Doug, and good morning, everyone. This is just spectacular from down here on the ground, and I'm sure that Jim Turner is bringing you some beautiful shots from up in Sky 11. It's just fabulous to watch these balloons come to life down here. The colors are just spectacular. About all 50 of them now seem to be pretty close to being up, about ready to go. We're still waiting for the first one to take off to follow the Hare balloon. These are all called the Hounds. There are many people out here who just came out this morning, got up early to see these balloons lift off. We're joined here with Dave and Zachary. What do you think?
Oh, this is fantastic. It's his first great balloon race.
Brought your grandson out here.
Right, sure did, and he's enjoying it immensely.
What's he been telling you? What do you think of all this?
Balloons.
That pretty much says it all. Balloons, and they're beautiful, and so many people out here are having a good time enjoying this. And then it's get in the cars and chase them down into eastern Jefferson County. So if you live out there, look out.
All right, Stephanie, thank you very much. Let me talk to Jim Turner real quickly. Jim, can you hear me?
Oh, sure, Doug.
Hey, is there any way PowerCam can find the Humana balloon, or is that one gone?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's moved far to the east now. We'll take a look down below, and we've seen the first liftoff of one of the Hounds, as Stephanie pointed out, the 50 Hounds back here on the grounds at the fairgrounds. I can't get around to the other side to make out which balloon this is, but we have had liftoff now of the first of the Hounds, so now they'll start lifting off in rapid succession, and we will start moving to the east. I'm not going to be able to show you right now, but I can see the, I'm looking over to our east, and I can see the Humana balloon off in the distance. I can't quite tell what it's over, maybe the Bellarmine College area. We're going to start moving that way in just a couple of minutes, and we'll let you know just where it is positioned, though.
Jim, before you get away, can you give us a tight shot of the gondola of that balloon you've got right there at the top of the screen?
We'd like to look at the gondola of that balloon if you can, Donnie, the one that is lifted off. We're going to
as close as you can get on it.
You'll probably see the skids of the helicopter here at some point.
And one
maybe
thing
not.
we want to remind our viewers: our helicopter moves at a much faster speed than the balloon, so it makes it look like the balloons are booking. I mean, flying through the air. But they're really going very slow, aren't they, Jim?
Oh, very slowly. The winds are very light this morning. They're just moving.
Oh, they're waving.
A few miles per hour, and but when we're going, how fast are we going? Would you say? 70 miles an hour, it can give the effect when you start seeing the trees in the background that the balloons are moving 70 miles an hour, and of course that's not the case. There's a beautiful shot of the sunrise over the eastern horizon, and the first of the balloons to lift off now. When we start looking down below at the fairgrounds, we can stay on that shot, but I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 more balloons now lifting off, so they should all be in the air here within the next 15 minutes or so, I would estimate.
And they expect this race to be 45 minutes long, or maybe an hour and 10 minutes, and you'll see it all live as we track the balloons from Sky 11. We'll be back in a moment, 2 minutes away with more coverage.